it's Barb Meeple, PhD, and today I wanted to share with you my 5 favorite themes for board games. I am a theme fiend. I love themes in board games. I am probably going to be drawn to the game first by its theme and second by its gameplay. So this is a perfect video for me. I was challenged to this video by Oliver over at Don't Be Bored Games, so be sure to go check out his channel and his video. They're linked down below in the video description. But this was the perfect thing to challenge me to because I love themes. So without further ado, here are my favorite themes for board games. One of the themes that I absolutely love and will come as no surprise to anyone who has watched my channel for more than 5 minutes are zoos and animals. So I have been an animal lover my entire life. I have my own little zoo at home right now with 3 cats and a dog. And I've been on, a safari whose whole purpose was to go and see different kinds of animals in their own habitat. And so for me, this just evokes a lot of feelings of, experiencing nature and seeing animals and learning about them and just caring for our surroundings, our little furry friends. These types of games also give you a lot of possibilities for different kinds of mechanisms. You've got, tile placement where, like with habitats, where you're trying to make animals happy by making sure they have the right different lands around them. Or you have things like Wingspan, which gives you engine building, where you're trying to bring more and more animals into a habitat, and as you do, you get more and more abilities in the game. Or it gives you polyomino placement, like in New York Zoo. So there's a lot of different possibilities here. And one of the other things for me is the art is almost always amazing. And that is another thing that attracts me to a game. So for those reasons, zoo and animal themed games are one of my top themes for games. So another theme that will come as no surprise to anyone here that I absolutely adore are theme parks. And within this, I include circuses and carnivals as well. These aren't things that I necessarily love to go to in person because there are just too many people, but I love the thought of building one up and all the thrill rides and the attractions and bringing people in and together and seeing, trying to make everyone have a good time. For me, these games lend themselves to a lot of different mechanisms. You've got things like the Mancala mechanism in Imagineers, or dice actions in Steam Park. You've got polyomino placement in Meeple Land. And you even have kind of the engine building and dice placement of Dice Theme Park. So there are so many different ways that this can go. And the themes are very different. Even though it's a theme park, in a game like Unfair, you've got so many different decks representing different types of theme parks that could be out there, a dinosaur theme park or a kaiju theme park. And so there are so many things you can do with theme parks. I'm always excited to see a new game with this theme, and I'm almost always going to try it out no matter what else I hear about the game. So for me, that's another one of my favorites, is theme parks. Another thing that is always going to get my attention is handicrafts. And what I mean by this is, think of the game like Woodcraft, where you are pretending that you're making things out of wood using these wooden dice. Or Arc Ravels, where you are knitting and collecting different sets of knitted things. There's also Pret-a-Porter and Rococo, where you're tailors making clothing. Those are the sorts of games. I don't have a lot of them. I don't know that there are a lot of them out there. But when I see this as a theme, I am, again, interested in it immediately. I want to know, how have they incorporated the handicraft into the game? Is it integral to it? Is it a patched on theme? I myself am a crafter, and so I really love seeing something that reflects me and my real life in a game. And so for that reason, handicrafts are always a theme that I'm going to go seek out when I hear about one of those games. Another theme that will not come as a big surprise given my profession is space and astronomy. I love the stars. I love space. I love looking out and imagining what's out there. Not just imagining it, but studying it as well, of course. And so this is a theme that just evokes that idea of exploration, finding what's out there. And I love when a game can bring that feeling to me in a small box or a medium-sized box, doesn't have to be tiny. And games like Pulsar 2649, which, okay, it's a pasted-on theme-ish, but it has pulsars in it, which are a type of cosmic object that not everyone is familiar with. And so it's fun for me to see that used in a game. Or things like terraforming Mars, where we can imagine what it would be like if we could terraform another planet, one of our closest neighbors, something that's, been out there as an idea for a long time. Probably not feasible, but still something that really captures your imagination and makes you think about what it would be like to go explore Mars and turn it into a place where we could live, and how would it be different? And then there are games like Stellar, where you are pretending that you're doing your own observations from here on Earth, looking at different things like nebulae and planets and collecting them in your notebook. And I love that idea of, it's not just going out there and seeing things, but there's a room for a theme where you are the astronomer in present day, which is so much fun. And so, those are the types of things that really capture my attention with space. And so that is why that is one of my favorite themes. And my last of these 5 themes that I am drawn to in board games is science, mad or otherwise. So I separate this from space games and astronomy because this covers not just looking out to the stars, but also how we study what's around us. So I'm thinking about games like Newton and Encyclopedia, which kind of reflect quote unquote real world, but that invoke real scientists today. I'm also drawn in by things like time travel and the loop. So there's a little bit of mad science in there as well. But I love the idea of focusing in on scientists. If we can make them real people, all the better. But having a little fun and poking fun, like the loop does, is also okay with me. So when I see games that are featuring scientists, they are ones that, again, that I'm going to want to go and try, see how they've handled this theme, what mechanisms they've folded into it, and just really explore what have they done with science and scientists. And I always have a lot of fun figuring it out. So that's my last one. I'm going to say it was a little bit harder to do this list than I expected because I am always drawn in by theme, but it doesn't have to be one of those 5 themes. As long as there's a strong theme in the game, I might well be interested in it. And I was looking at my shelf and I have just this wide array of different things that I love trying out. So I would love to hear about your favorite themes in games. Leave them in the comments below, and maybe we crossed over, maybe we didn't, maybe it's a theme I should try out and pay a little bit more attention to. Just let me know. In the meantime, I will be back again with another video soon, so be sure to like and subscribe to my channel so you know when new things come out. And you can always follow me on the internet as @MeeplePhD on Instagram and X, and I have a blog at meeplephd.com.